Hey YouTube, how's it going? And apologies if you're one of the 15 people that just watched my last upload, but I just re-watched it and realised it was completely boring, didn't actually get my point across very well, so I'm going to redo this in a more interesting fashion, hopefully. The goal here is to respond to a question from JBone23. I'm just looking up the question now. Hi BE, what do you think of the currently debated notion that feminism is such a loaded and often pejorative term that it should be replaced by the term pro-woman? Is there a difference between the two? Thanks for the question, J-Bone. It's actually something that I think about, quite regularly, because I feel like a lot of the time, as I say, feminism as a label is so unpopular that when you call yourself a feminist, people are less inclined to receive your viewpoint. And in fact, many people that are pro-gender equality don't like feminists because they feel like if you call yourself a feminist, you can't really truly be for equality. But the reason I call myself a feminist is because I want what's best for all of society. If I was to call myself a pro-womanist, it would be sending a very clear message that, in the war between men and women, I'm all for the women kind of dominating and winning out, even though that's not actually what womanism is. Womanism is quite an interesting concept, which is kind of separatist and believes, that women should increase their sisterhood bond and enjoy each other as women and develop what it is to be a woman, independent of a male standard. But because I'm not just trying to make a political stance based on what I want for women, I'm trying to make a political stance based on what I think is best for everyone. Because gender equality would be beneficial to everyone. Everyone would be happier and enjoy greater rights. So then why call myself a feminist? Why not call myself an equalist? Why not be a champion for equal rights between men and women? Well, effectively I am being a champion for equal rights between men and women. What I mean to say by I'm a feminist is I believe that it would be deceptive to indicate to people that, because women have equal rights now under the eyes of the law, that women are on a level playing field with men, and that these issues are should be taken on a case-by-case basis. I believe that that the society in which we live is overwhelmingly oppressive to women, and the assertion that equal rights have been achieved now that legislation's improved is completely ridiculous. I mean, if you think, America has a mixed race president now, but I don't hear anyone asserting there isn't racism in America. So it's absolutely ludicrous that people think sex discrimination disappeared because, or feminism is obsolete now, because women have equal rights in the eyes of the law. That would completely overlook massive sex discrimination on many levels. So I'm a feminist, not a pro-womanist, because I aim to show that I believe women are more oppressed than men, and that in order to achieve equality, we need to focus on women's issues. I'm in support for the men's rights movement, so then people say, why aren't you an equalist? Well, I say, because, there's no reason why I as a feminist cannot support men's rights. Because my stance as a feminist is not to say men have it all and shouldn't have anything improved for them. Not at all. I mean, there are many areas in which men's rights could be improved. But the overwhelming situation is that women are way more oppressed than men are. And also, I wouldn't want to call myself a womanist or pro-woman, because it would be sound exclusive and not encourage male involvement. And I feel like ultimately, gender equality is something that everyone should have an interest in achieving. And so, I encourage as many men as possible to get involved in feminism, to achieve ultimately a better society for everyone. And I feel that pro-womanist would be too exclusive. Also, I'm proud of what's been achieved under the label of feminism in general. I mean, the reason that I can vote today, the reason I can wear a short skirt and walk down the street if I want to, the reason I can become a prime minister, it is because of the feminist movement, and I'm proud of that. and I feel like so much of the unpopularity of the term is related to the misogyny it seeks to fight. I think that so many of the stereotypes of feminists are sexist, and that's exactly what feminism seeks to rectify. So it would be completely counterintuitive for me to drop the label. But I'd be interested to know what anyone else thinks about the subject, and I hope you're all having a good day.